Angel Reese beating her shit. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She can afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up. Did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
The so-called Unrivaled League Championship that she's being celebrated for? Well, it turns out she didn't even show up for the final game. Yet, the media and social media hype machine wasted no time in calling this a career-defining moment. But is it really? Let's break it all down.
Angel Reese is a champion in the unrivaled that virtually no one watched.
That's right. While her team was fighting for the championship on the court, Angel Reese was nowhere to be found. This wasn't a minor absence or an unfortunate injury. She skipped the most crucial games of the tournament, and yet, that didn't stop her from getting credit for the win. The media immediately crowned her as if she had been the key player leading the team to victory. The question is, why is she being celebrated for a championship she didn't even compete in?
People immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU. She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
Is this really a title worth celebrating? Or is it just another example of the media forcing a narrative that doesn't match reality? The Unrivaled League was marketed as a fresh and groundbreaking addition to women's basketball. A new platform, a new opportunity, a tournament that could bring in fans and elevate the sport. But when the final game actually happened, hardly anyone was paying attention.
Angel Reese was a member of the Rose. They won the inaugural Unrivaled Championship last night.
I guess if you want to take a victory lap on that, you can. I just don't know if it means anything.
And let's be real, this wasn't a traditional basketball league. This was a 3-on-3 tournament, not a full 5-on-5 professional competition like the WNBA or NCAA. 3-on-3 basketball has never been taken as seriously as traditional team play. Even in the Olympics, it struggles to gain mainstream attention. So how did this suddenly become a historic championship when most sports fans didn't even know it happened?
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last.
Despite this, the media rushed to hype it up, acting like it carried the same weight as an NCAA or WNBA title. When AJA Wilson, Caitlin Clark, or Breanna Stewart win championships, it's on the biggest stage, against the best in the world, with millions watching. But this? A barely noticed 3-on-3 tournament was suddenly being treated as a legendary moment in women's basketball. Why? Because Angel Reese was involved.
Man, these athletes, they make themselves look worse and worse and worse all the time.
Now let's talk about the championship game itself. Reese's team, the Rose, faced Vinyl in the final matchup. But let's be honest, most people didn't even know it was happening. Unlike real pro leagues with millions of viewers, this event had almost no mainstream coverage. Even ESPN, despite trying to make it seem important, couldn't turn it into a big deal. So how can we call this a major championship when almost no one saw it happen?
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like this?
But here's where it gets even crazier. The only reason this event is being talked about is because of the controversy around Angel Reese. And the biggest issue? She wasn't even there. She missed the final game. She missed the last 2 games of the tournament. She was completely absent from the court, yet, when her team won, she still acted like she had led them to victory. Instead of being courtside supporting them, she FaceTimed into the post-game press conference, just to be part of the celebration. Imagine missing the most important games of a tournament and still acting like you were the MVP.
When her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment, Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this unrivaled championship was.
If this was truly a career-defining moment for her, wouldn't she have made the effort to show up? Would Caitlin Clark, AJA Wilson, or Breanna Stewart ever miss a championship game and still expect to be celebrated? Absolutely not. Great players understand that being there matters. But in this case, Reese was being praised for something she didn't even participate in. The media, of course, ignored this completely and continued pushing their false narrative.
ESPN covered this championship. Chelsea Gray scored 30-some-odd points last night in the championship game.
And, as expected, Social media quickly twisted the story. Her supporters rushed to Twitter, calling her a champion, as if she had just put on a legendary performance. People started listing her past accomplishments, her NCAA championship at LSU, her WNBA rebounding stats, and now, this historic Unrivaled League title, as if they all held the same weight. But let's be honest, they don't.
This championship that Angel Reese has added to her trophy case, that she didn't even play in the last 2 games.
Let's call it what it is. Manufactured hype. If this championship truly mattered, she would have been there. She would have played in the final, leading her team on the court. Instead, she was nowhere to be found. Yet somehow, still getting all the credit. This isn't how real champions are made.
She thought so much of this championship that she was like, nah, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in.
Over and over again, the media has forced Angel Reese into the spotlight. Whether she's earned it or not, this Unrivaled League championship is just another example. Despite the tournament having little to no mainstream relevance, ESPN and other outlets treated it like a historic event. But how do you celebrate a player for winning a championship when they didn't even play in the final game?
No one wanted a 3-on-3 full-court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign, and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something important.
Think about it. What other sport rewards players for sitting out? If an athlete missed the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, or the WNBA Championship, would they still get credit for winning? Absolutely not. But when it comes to Angel Reese, the media rewrites the rules to fit their agenda.
Because we're going to build up this narrative that Angel Reese is one of the great athletes of our lifetime. She's right there with Steph Curry, and she's right there with LeBron James. She's right there with Kevin Durant. She's got a championship at LSU, and now she has a championship in the Unrivaled League.
Yet despite all of this, Reese's so-called championship win was paraded around on social media, as if she had just won an NBA title. Her fans defended her, saying she was injured, she had other commitment. But if this tournament was so important, why wasn't it her top priority? And here's the kicker. Her team actually played better without her.
Everybody rushed to social media and pretend like you actually watched Unrivaled, actually cared about Unrivaled. Let's go rush to social media and pretend that you care more about the Unrivaled League than Angel Reese does.
In the championship game, Chelsea Gray stepped up, delivering a standout performance. Some even argued that once Reese was out, the Rose played more fluidly and cohesively. That's the uncomfortable truth no one in the media wants to admit. Instead, they stuck to their script, pretending that Reese was the biggest star of the moment.
And this championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's right.
And then, Angel Reese herself fed into the hype. After the game, she took to Twitter, posting cryptic messages like, "What y'all gonna say now?" As if she had just silenced her critics. But what exactly was she proving? That a team she wasn't even present for managed to win a game without her?
We have to sit through the fake importance of double-doubles all over again? Question mark? Oh, nobody gets hollow double-doubles like your girl, Angel Reese.
So here's the real question. How long can this illusion last? Sooner or later, the truth will come out. Angel Reese is not the dominant force the media claims she is. This championship? It's just another example of the media desperately trying to force a narrative that isn't real. At some point, reality has to catch up with the hype.
There are 16 players with a higher point per average than Reese. She led the league in rebounds per game and personal fouls per game. Her points numbers won't translate to the W very well because free throws only count for 1 point.
Angel Reese missed the final 2 games of the Unrivaled League, yet she still took credit for the win. Her team played better without her, but the media ignored reality to push her as a superstar. If Caitlin Clark, AJA Wilson, or Brianna Stewart missed a championship game, they wouldn't be celebrated. They'd be questioned. Instead of proving herself, Reese FaceTimed into the celebration and acted like she led the team. Real champions show up and earn it. They don't sit out and claim victory, and sooner or later, the truth will catch up with her. And her next video, subscribe and share.
12 rebounds per game, how many of which were her own missed putback?